Welcome to this week's broadcast. I'm Honor Janetsky. I'm a therapist and coach of 20 years and mom of two, a tween and a teen. And I am so grateful to be here with you guys today, helping you with one of the biggest problems that I see in my practice and my programs. And that is parents being so overwhelmed by anxious kids, high needs kids, kids who have huge outbursts and huge meltdowns. Now, I'm going to cover three things today, and I want to share with you just quickly what they are and give you an overview, and then we're going to dive into each one. So, one of the things that I hear parents getting really stumped by, and this is all school age kids, kids of all ages, from preschool all the way up to 18 or however old before kids move out. The first piece is that a lot of parents don't understand why their child is melting down. And you may be in this camp. When kids have emotional outbursts a lot, when they melt down a lot, it can feel totally exhausting, totally overwhelming. It can trigger the siblings, the other kids in the house. It can pull so much from you, and you really end up feeling like you're walking on eggshells because you just don't want that to happen again. And then you end up making some bad decisions, not having the boundaries you think that your kid needs because you're in fear of that explosiveness, the anger, the yelling, all that stuff that's even harder than walking on eggshells. So that's where people start with some bad patterns, and then they kind of persist, and over time, it really does destabilize the family, and it makes it harder for you as mom to create the kind of harmony in your home that you want. So we're going to cover why kids really melt down. And it's really simple. It's very simple. I'm going to give you a simple explanation. It's usually not what you think. We're going to go into then what your kiddo actually needs in the moment. What do they need? What is it that will help them chill out, right? Or come back to calm? And then the third thing we're going to cover is how to actually prevent the meltdown before it happens. That's what we all want, right? We're all kind of trying to avoid that escalation or the trigger so that we can just have the calm in our home that we need. Now, as a mom, you may be holding so much on your plate already. You feel like I don't have room for anything to take more time or more of my energy because the day is so tightly packed already. Especially if you're working full time, you're getting kids off early in the morning and getting them just in time to put dinner together and sit down and feed them before bedtime routine happens. There's no wiggle room. So pressure is high already. If you have a kid that's like a little ticking time bomb and has unpredictable outbursts or meltdowns, then you're probably going to be having a very logical coping skill of walking on eggshells. So let's talk about why kids melt down. Number one, the real reason why kids melt down or have a big outburst is that they don't know how to get from point A over here when they get told no, or you say, turn the screens off. It's time to get up and set the table for dinner, or time to load the dishwasher, or whatever it is. To get from there, where they are in that moment when they have the big feeling, to here, having done the task, having accomplished it, and having kind of regrouped around that. So from point A, where the upsetting thing happens, to point B, where they would have it done and all would be well, they don't know how to get from here to there. Okay, so this can happen for a number of reasons. One of the things that happens for kids is that they don't have the coping skills to bridge from point A to point B. They can't get from here to here. They just immediately, instantly get stuck. And this can be because your kiddo has kind of rigid thinking, very high anxiety. They're terrible with transitions. They have sensory challenges. They are kind of in black and white thinking. We see a lot of different reasons why kids get stuck, but none of those really matter for the purpose of this talk. The main thing that I'll tell you is that when kids are getting stuck here, your goal is to get them here with as little damage as possible, right? With as little drama as possible. And that's what you want as a mom. You want to successfully help your kid to scaffold or bridge from where they're stuck to where you know that they need to go. and to help them build the coping skills so that ultimately one day they can get themselves successfully from here to here. And you don't have to always hold their hand or do all the scaffolding for them. That's the idea. That's why people send their kids to therapy, 3, 5 years of therapy to build scaffolding. And it doesn't take that. We can see within several months of working with families that kids are able to build that scaffolding when parents really get it, when they know how to do it, and to support their kids through that. And then meltdown stop, outburst stop. So kids are actually really melting down because they don't have the coping skills. They don't know how to go from here to here. Got it? Tell me if it's making sense. Drop me some comments below if it's making sense. Now we come to what they really need in the moment. So first, I'm going to tell you the pitfall that most parents fall into that really delays that outcome of getting them here. So what parents will do is when our kids escalate, when they go, I can't, or no, or whatever it is, or there's no way, or I don't have time. If it's an older kid, I have homework, I can't do this. You can't make me do this, or whatever it is. Your kid, if you have a teenager, might start arguing back with you. So one of the things that parents mistake at that point is their child's behavior is disrespectful, is rude, is argumentative, is whatever. And they take that behavior at face value. My kid is being disrespectful to me. My kid is being argumentative, defiant. So it looks like defiance, sounds like defiance. We could call it defiance, but where does that get you? It's really a dead end. It's really a dead end. If your kiddo is being defiant, you need to book a call with me, book a free consult, and I'll drop the link for you guys around this video so that we can assess, is it really defiance? Or is it anxiety driving that behavior? Is it rigid thinking driving that behavior? Is it something else? Is it a lack of understanding how to complete the task driving that behavior? Book a call with me and I'll help you figure that out so we can find your next step. What your child really needs in the moment may be different for you than for someone else. But I know in all of our programs that, and with so many of our clients, and literally I've had hundreds of program clients through the years who've had spirited kids, strong-willed kids, highly anxious kids where anxiety was driving these behaviors. What that child really needed in the moment was something that you might not think of. They need to, first of all, be allowed to have their experience. And if you are falling into that space of judging the behavior for defiance or for disrespect, and then getting escalated yourself about, I can't believe my kid is acting like this. That's where parents go. And then you go into that spiral of, oh my gosh, we're going down such a bad path. This kid is trouble. Our relationship is in trouble. And all those things might be true. They might be true. But in that moment, what your child is actually needing is to feel allowed, understood, and validated in that experience that they're having. You may be like, I don't have time as a mom. And I get it. I don't have time to sit and stop and slow down and empathize with my kid. But that right there will save you hours, years of your life arguing with this kid, trying to build a healthy relationship with this kid, trying to slap the healthy relationship over all of this tension that's going on. What kids who are highly anxious, deep feeling, big feeling kids need is to really be allowed to have their experience without us telling them that they're wrong or judging them for it. It's so hard to do, but it's so important to learn how to do it. And in Awaken Motherhood program with my clients, we lay out the steps because it is like really, really hard to figure this out on your own, but we train parents in how to adopt this point by point strategy so that you're able to really have the bandwidth and the capacity to observe your child saying things that are really triggering without getting triggered, so that you're able to observe that and then know exactly what to do and say in order to support your kiddo to de-escalate or chill out, right? So That's what they really need in the moment. They really need to be allowed to have their experience. And I'm not saying they need to be allowed to rage at you or throw things or break things. I'm not saying that. We do need to have our safety in place, but we want to find out what is driving that behavior, what's driving the actions that they're taking. Why are they getting stuck and unable to move from here to accomplish the outcome? Okay. So what they need is be allowed to have that experience of the feeling in the moment. Okay. So there's without going too deep, like they're having a behavior and that's the part you see, but there's a reason why they're having the behavior and that's the emotion underneath. And we want to know why. What is that? And that's what I can help you. I can help you with that in a free consult. If you're looking for help in stopping the outbursts and stopping the meltdowns, just get on my calendar now. The third point then that brings us to is, wouldn't I just rather be able to like prevent the meltdown altogether? Wouldn't I rather embed these coping skills in my child so that we weren't having to do this every day? We weren't having 3 huge meltdowns every week or huge outbursts. I wasn't seeing this defiance manifest at all, right? That's the ultimate. That's the goal. That's where people come and reach out for help. They want to just stop the outbursts and meltdowns altogether. And here's the thing. Yes, you can prevent outbursts and meltdowns before they happen. Yes, there is a system that works to do that. And we're teaching that to our clients. And the only way for me to know if I can help you is for us to have a really honest conversation about what you're seeing with your child, how long it's been going on, how it's manifesting, and what you've tried so far. So once we know that, this strategy is really customized to families and kids, but it also is not for everyone. It really isn't a one size fits all. So we want to be able to identify and kind of diagnose, like, is this anxiety coming up for your kid? If your kiddo has a ODD diagnosis, oppositional defiant disorder diagnosis, or ADHD, or been talking with and helping a lot of families lately whose kids have dyslexia, because that's often going on at the same time as other symptoms. Let's just have a look and I'll do a little assessment and I won't charge you for that. We can have a call and then really see what the next steps are that are best for your kiddos. Just recently heard from a client who went through one of my programs and implemented these skills with her 7-year-old. And the pattern that had started emerging was, kids hit new stages and phases and then sort of hit a bump. And there's a new, bigger outcome that they don't know how to get to. But she had all these tools in her toolkit. And so when he started melting down about something that in her mind was so simple, and she's a working mom, she's super busy. So it took like, a couple days, a week of really seeing this struggle before she remembered, like, wait, I know what this is, and slowed down and started giving him more space to feel his feelings and to experience that, and started addressing these things that he was going through with him according to the system that she learned. Within a day, he stopped having his meltdowns and outbursts. Within a day, he became her warm, loving, affectionate, super sweet little boy that she had always known. And the difference is that he had started to feel like he was experiencing something that his mom wasn't understanding. He was getting stuck and not knowing how to get from here to here. And when she implemented the strategy in helping him to really see where he was, to go through these steps of kind of helping him to resource and then remembering his coping skills and kind of giving him a little boost, a little up level in his coping skills, he was able to bounce right into outcomes. So now every day, instead of getting stuck, he's actually able to move toward doing the task, move toward and through the transition without getting stuck. And that is the piece that I don't know about you, but for me as a busy parent, that's where the value comes in for me. Not only is my kid building confidence and self-esteem now because they're not getting stuck, but in addition to that, there's flow to life. There's more joy to our family and home. There's more laughter between our kids. When our kids are feeling successful and accomplished in their daily tasks, then the connection piece is so much more peaceful and easy and more open. So I want to hear for you guys, when you hear these 3 points, why your kiddo is melting down and having that explained as they're just getting stuck. They can't get from A to B. And we want to know why. Two, what they really need in the moment is to just be allowed to have their experience. For the purpose of this talk, we're not going to go into strategy, but to be allowed to know that they're having an experience and it's real for them, and to give them that um, observation of that and kind of that validation just through observing that. And then, big picture, how to prevent the meltdown before it happens. There are all kinds of things that we do with our clients within our system to actually eliminate outbursts altogether, to eliminate meltdowns before they happen. And that's why this talk is titled How to Eliminate Outbursts Quickly and Easily. The easiest plan of all is that you're able to prevent something long term, sustainably. That means building the level of calm and self management, self reliance, and coping skills, so that your kid is really emotionally intelligent. They know how to navigate through hard things. They don't have to always lean on you or fight with you or pull from you to get through those tough moments. Okay, so I want to hear from you guys now. Which step is the one that you need the most help with? Is it understanding why your kid is melting down? Is it helping to give them what they need in the moment or support them in working through their emotions, or getting them to cooperate? So helping them in the moment. Or is it the bigger picture? I just want to prevent the meltdowns before they even happen. So 1, 2, or 3. Drop that in the comments so that I can see. And this live stream is not showing me comments now. So please do go ahead and just drop those in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Let me know of where are you struggling with your kid. Drop that in the comments, as well as the age of your child, so you can give me a little snapshot. And then I'm going to drop this link right now so that you guys can go straight to my calendar. I've got a couple of spots open through tomorrow as well. So this is a free consult, and this is a 20-minute one. So we'll look at the biggest issues that are coming up for your child. We'll look at where he or she is getting stuck, what you're doing right now, and then I'll give you an assessment and a recommendation of your next step. Okay? So thank you so much for joining this talk with me. I hope this has been immensely helpful for you in clarifying what's going on for you, where the gap is, what you need, and now get on my calendar so that we can assess what's going on with your kiddo, and I can give you some help and some next steps and a strategy that's going to help you. All right. Have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll see you next time.